SMD Law is the official law firm of the Spartan Nation. Check them out on the interwebs at smdalaw.com or at 866-529-3537. No matter where you are in the state of Michigan, Upper Peninsula, Lower Peninsula, it doesn't matter. They have an office near you. So whether you need to send a letter to an annoying neighbor, or you're a criminal and you need defense, maybe you just have problems with elder law, check them out, smdalaw.com today. The official law firm of the Spartan Nation. Call them first, then you act.
Well, first let me say that it's been an interesting week with our former coach Gus Kanakis passing away, and I want to publicly thank Patrick Norris because we had ordered some little Gus stickers to honor him, and Patrick came out of the same school as our SID. Yeah, I'm trying to think what I'm thinking of you as now, but Matt Larson. But he went out of his way to get those patches sewn on for us, and it just kind of shows the class of this whole place. I came here for the first time. Nick Saban played a football game. I said, never seen nicer people. I mean, they wanted to win too, but this is a class place, and I have a lot of respect for Tim. I think his team is really good. I don't think they played as good tonight. Maybe we had something to do with it. They missed some shots that I think they've been making, and it was probably one of the bigger wins on the road under the circumstances of those three freshmen having to play minutes. That in a tough environment, that place was rocking as loud as I've ever heard a place lately, and we found a way to win. So Nick Ward came through a little bit. Cassius Winston I thought was unbelievable from the start, but he did it offensively and defensively. He did a pretty good job on Watson, who is another guy that I really have a lot of respect for. We couldn't guard Palmer. I mean, McQuaid tried. We fouled him a little too much, but to hold him to 6 of 21, I guess that means Matt won it, even though Matt was 0 for 6 and really didn't do much on offense. He did an unbelievable job on defense. So with those circumstances, I'll take that as a big, big win in a great place, great environment, against a very good team. I mean, Nebraska's going to win a lot of games. I mean, they are a very, very good team. So questions I'll take.
You talked about Cassius the other day at Penn State. You told him might have been your worst game. See the way he bounced back in just a few days.
Impressive. And I told him that before the game. I said, you know, you're going to get measured on how you bounce back. And DJ told me when they warmed up, he said he is as focused as I've seen him. And, you know, he doesn't show the emotion that some people do. But he played a lot of minutes. I told him you're probably going to play a lot of minutes with the injuries. And I said, you're going to have to defend because Watson's been playing pretty well. And we got to get our break going. We did early. We died at the end, guys. I mean, not at the very end, but I mean, we got tired at the end of the first half. We're in foul trouble. And they end the game with those two freshmen in it was, I guess, apropos, but I look at that as a very quality win.
John, you got big minutes early from Gabe with Aaron in foul trouble, but was there a bigger shot maybe than Aaron's 3 when they tied it up?
Yeah, that's what my staff told me, that, you know, that, and then Kenny got the 2, and that kind of made a little separation, and so it was a big shot, and I think, you know, those guys, like I told them, I said, this will be one of the best places you'll ever play in. And when it got loud in the locker room, I told them after, I said, how did you think that was, and were you ready for that kind of intensity on the road? And, you know, freshmen weren't. It's not their fault. They're just learning, but that was a big shot by him, and we got big minutes out of Gabe, and Cassius just ran the whole show.
Can you describe when you have Cassius controlling a game like that, what it kind of does to an opponent over time when he's hitting big shots, just sort of has everything on a string like that?
Yeah, you know, I don't know. I mean, we tried to run some stuff. We were sloppy in some of the stuff we ran, which made it harder on him, but he has that way of getting open and off ball screens, and that knack. That runner on the bank shot was big. He hit a couple big threes. You know what? I'm really proud of him, because when you come back, and he took it, and he agreed with it. He didn't play very good on either end of the court up there, and so, you know, what you try to hope that guys realize their mental approach is just as good as their physical approach. And I think his mental approach was better. He went over 1,000 points tonight. What a game to remember.
Tom, how was Nick able to start finding some better shots to do the double and early? It seemed like he couldn't get anything going. How was he able to?
Yeah, you know, some of it is we got to do a better job, but they did a better job. We missed some shots. Like McQuaid had some wide open shots because they are doubling Nick. And yet Nick found a way to get 15. I don't think he's running quite as good as he was, but he got 10 boards. He did some of the things we asked. He made 2 free throws and played 30 minutes. So, you know, I mean, that's what a team's choice. You know, they can double Cassius, they can double him. But he is so much better passing out of that thing than he was a year ago. It's like night and day, and that makes us hard to guard. Now, if, you know, it hurts when Cueto was missing those shots, and, you know, that's where it really hurts not to have Josh or Arnie because they're 2 of our best shooters. So it is what it is, and I thought Nick did a hell of a job on that stuff. You know, gets a little frustrated, hit a 3, so that should satisfy him for a week or 10 days.
You mentioned what DJ said about Cassius pregame. Is he a guy that you can kind of read him like that clearly?
No, he's not. And I know you're thinking the same thing because you can't read him either, so you know better than I am. Cassius is not a real emotional guy, and, you know, the shoot-around today, I mean, he was solid, you know, and I said we got to be business-like to win at a place like this, but it is harder to read him. Maybe ask DJ that question, why he said that, because I didn't see it, but he practiced well. I mean, I know he was not feeling it after that Penn State game, and what I love is, you know, when I can say that to a guy and he responds. But the difference is 2 years ago it would have been said in a different way, and now it was, hey Cash, what are we doing? You know, what opportunities are we missing out on? Let's watch the film. Mike Garland watched the film with him on the way home on the plane. He's been in watching a lot more film. You know, it's all the little things. I mean, we made some mistakes, though. Remember the time when Gabe was out of bounds and he was standing there and his man is out there shooting a 3 and Gabe didn't figure it out until after we went down the other end. You know, those are freshman mistakes that are going to happen. But he, too, had some big rebounds and made some pretty good plays.
How well does Cassius do with dialing things up or down, depending on the personnel that's with him?
Well, that's what I think he's got to learn to do. You know, he's been used to playing with Josh and Cueto, and all of a sudden I got 2 freshmen on each wing that are in the wrong lanes or this or that. And a couple times he penetrated, had nowhere to go with it, and I said, you got to realize who we got in the game. You got to adjust. That's a hard thing to do because we're trying to push every time. So I know one thing. I can't think of a smarter, better guy that could probably achieve that than him. And tonight, you know, other than a couple times, and he came right over, he said, that's my fault. One time I said, Frosty, you know, he made a passing error in Cash, I should have come up for it. He really handled himself well in a hostile environment.
Those final few minutes when they started to scrap back into it, I guess, how did you keep your guys from totally dying?
Yeah. You know, we were tired, we had foul trouble, but we got, you know, we wanted to corral Palmer, because he just put his head down and go, and corral means that you're corralling him, you know. He's got to give the ball up. Guys get paranoid that their man will score, and so I'd take that on me. We talk about it, but we got to work on that harder at the end of a game, because that was almost ridiculous. Then every single game we work on cutout free throws in the shoot around, and freshmen didn't cut out. You know, it's going to happen. Probably my fault for having him in there at that point, but you know what? I'm going to take the win. I'm going to enjoy the win, and all we got now is Maryland coming up.
Got time for one more.
You had the makings of a good road team early in the season, but this is obviously a pretty impressive road win. When you look at the makeup of these guys, what allows that to be?
I think I got some tough guys in Xavier and Nick, and you got to have that. McQuaid is an unsung hero right now, what he's been doing, and Cassius and Nick are, you know, more star-like players who you can go to. And but Cassius, the way he ran that whole thing, he was like a quarterback dissecting a defense, you know, and I just thought he did a good job when they went zone. They did some good things. Hey, nobody's asked me a question from Nebraska, but I'm telling you, we were paranoid of this game. This is a good team. They didn't make shots tonight. And I've done that against Syracuse last year with a much better team. and it just, those things happen sometimes. But Tim's got a great team. That's going to be an NCAA tournament team, and I hope they just keep on winning now.
All right. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.